Tokyo, Japan. At least that was the last one that showed up. That's kind of awkward. Well, anyway, let me check Twitch, see if I'm actually streaming. Oh, I should probably get my Twitter going. Da, 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 da. It looks like it is actually streaming it. So let's get Twitter taken care of real quick. So, at TextQuest Game Programming stream is now live. Doing some substance. Actually, hold on. Procedural material program. Come watch my default phrase. Haha! Okay. So, hello everyone. It is November 5th, and this is the November 5th TextQuest Dev stream. We are going to be doing a lot of fun, fast programming today. Big thing is I was working on TextQuest before the stream, getting things sort of played out, because I wanted to add some fun extra features. For the most part, the level is mostly done. All that's left is polish, really, and getting objects interaction info updated, because I've changed the way that interactions sort of are structured. They're still roughly the same, but the actual data file that they use is slightly different, and I'll talk about that later. But so the main problem I noticed when I was messing around is we're gonna start the game from the very beginning. So we'll go here. And we've been working in that castle level for a while, which is fine. Oh, I also need to add my logo to this. But the problem with that I didn't think about is, let's make a new game. So Chris is my name. We'll go yes. Normal mode. I am right-handed. Favorite color is green. Am I a hero? Of course I am. And then start the game. So you see our problem. Whenever you load the level, it has to rebuild all of the substances. And I didn't notice that because if you play the level, I'm going to stop because of the audio. If you play the level from the editor and you're looking at the scene, you can see it has to go through this level or this build process. You won't notice that because these are already all built. So we need to do something to actually prevent being able to see that. So we're going to come up. We're going to. I was doing a little research into it, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to manually call rebuild on these materials. So currently, by default, the load behavior for a substance is build on load. But actually what we want is we want it to do nothing. Because doing nothing means that it's not going to build until we explicitly tell it build. So what we'll do now, instead of having it automatically load itself whenever we load the level, we'll actually load the level, and from a level manager, I'm going to say, hey, call build on all of these substances. That way we know that it's all going to be fine. So this is going to be fun. Oh man, there are a couple of ways that we can do this, and I don't know what the best one is, but we're just going to start trying to do something basically. So right now, let me pull this over. This is all. I don't need that open. 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 I was tweaking some of the menu stuff before this too. Level manager. Okay, this might be fine actually. So there are a couple. Don't need this. Don't need this. Don't need this. Don't need verb. Don't need container, but I'll leave it open. Well, no, I'll close it. Don't need castle exit. Don't need scenes, and don't need TextQuest view. So we could have a reference to all of these materials inside Level Manager. So we could do public. Oh, SAP. I need to add using system.collections.generic public list. Procedural material. I don't want to materials, I guess. I don't like doing that, but equals new list procedural material. If I can come up with a better name for that. It's fine. Because I could call it substances, but that's kind of like weird. Anyway, and then I'm also going to do a quick and dirty menu or context menu, I believe. Public. I don't know if I have to do static or not, but we'll just see. Materials, of course. It can just do void. That might be fine. Materials equals new. Actually, I can just say dot clear. Dot clear. So we're going to clear the materials list, and then we're basically going to loop through and get all of the materials in the scene. I'm not going to like this. Okay, so I don't even know if I can do. Ugh. I'm really there. I'm really. Oh, I can find. Okay, good. Find objects of type procedural material. I don't know if this will work or not. Raw material. For each mat. Oh, sorry. Procedural material mat in mats. Of course. If not materials dot contains mat materials dot add mat. Okay. I really hope this works. It's been a while since I've had to add contextual menus like that. Adding contextual menus like that is just a very convenient way to have your script do something in the editor. So let me see if that's correct. I didn't think so. That didn't do anything. Whap whap. So, actually, hold on. Let me see if I have to. Games, common, collection. Don't I have a context menu? Right. Well, that didn't do anything. So that means boo. Huh. Yeah, I was worried about this. So basically, I can't really look for just procedural materials because they're not in the scene technically. They're just being referenced by renderers, which it's gonna suck so hard. Okay, that means I have to do this. Renderer. Jeez, this is just not going to be great. Right. So now we have to say if renderer dot material. What the heck? Ah, crap. I don't want to do that. Oh, right. Sorry, because it was called mat dot material is procedural material. Good there. I was hoping that procedural material derived from material. I would have been very sad otherwise. Then we'll say if, get rid of all this crap, not materials dot contains mat dot material materials dot add mat dot material. Oh crap! They are different. Wait, but why would the is check work? Weird. Okay. Fine as procedural material. Weird. So that's weird. The is keyword works, which means that procedural material somehow is derived from material, or they just have it scripted so that it'll work that way. That's kind of odd. So let's see if this works. This is not going to be fun. So basically what this is going to do now is instead of getting the materials directly, we have to go through all of the renders in a scene, okay? Then check to make sure that each one is a procedural material, and then if it is, add it to this list. So let's try this. Grab materials. Oh my goodness. Oh hell. Oh no 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 no. Clear. Clear this crap. Yes. That could be bad. Oh dear. Well, ha 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 ha. Good. So I inadvertently almost made a lot of instance materials. So yeah, let's not do that. Let's do instance.shared material. There we go. Okay. Now let's try this, and hopefully everything will work out perfectly. Because that's how it works. It always works perfectly. I've never ever had any trouble. Ever. Okay. So let's try this again. Materials, set to 0. I'm going to save real quick. Then we're going to do... wrong thing. Grab materials. That is much better, and does it? That doesn't seem right. I have a lot of... I don't think I have that many things in here. Let's check if we have any duplicates. Castle curtain, castle door, marble table, painting frame, castle window, exterior wall, castle wall, grass, stone wall, stone stairs, castle fresco, castle throne base, castle pillar, stone wall. I do have two. Oh, crap. Are these two different stone walls then? They must be. They are. Okay. Well, that's interesting. What one is using? Oh, I bet it's the old one. Because I still have the original castle quarters in here, which is not really that necessary. I think I kept it for reference. Okay. That's fine, I guess. For the time being. Oh, I should also check this. Ah! That's the one that's using the wrong substance. should be using this. Ta-da. Yes, that's much better. Okay. So let's go back here. So we had 2 stone walls. Castle tiles, castle carpet, stained glass window, chest, throne door, castle bed, castle bookshelf, and castle throne. Okay, I think those are the only ones that were kind of weird. So that's good. I have a crap ton of duplicate art assets, and I need to go through and get rid of them. But it's kind of a don't or do that when I have the free time. When I haven't had the free time. Okay, so now we have all of that, and we're gonna go ahead and grab materials again. Really, still got something else that's. Oh, right. No, that makes sense. Because I was stupid. I only changed the substance on one of these. So this should now be stone wall. Bam. Okay. Let's save again. Then let's re-grab. Right, we're down to 21. Okay, I think that's about as low as we're going to get. So, right, castle door. Yep, okay. So we have our materials, and now what we're going to do is, oh, this is going to be brutal. We're going to look at our scene manager. So our scene manager is the script that actually loads scenes. We just call scene manager.load level, and it'll take care of most of the things for us. Problem is that definition. It will start the fade out. If I'm lucky. Okay, so now I don't directly reference that, which is a little annoying, but hold on. So I'm basically going to have my scene manager not load until I tell it to, or not start fading in from black until I tell it to. So that means that we're going to have a private bool finished. I'll do materials finished equals false. Not facile, false. Okay. Then do public bool materials generated. Get return materials. I'm going to rename that to materials generated. That's what they're doing. They're being they're being generated. Okay. So let's have autosave level. We have protected. I don't think this is going to need to be virtual. Void generate materials for each procedural material PM in material. We are going to say PM dot regenerate or rebuild. There we go. Rebuild textures. And we're going to do it with rebuild textures, not rebuild immediately, because rebuild immediately is a synchronous call, which means it's going to lock our thread, and we don't want that. We want it to happen asynchronously. So that way, at least like music can go on, or other things could go on, like a loading screen or whatever. So pm.rebuild textures, and now we're going to have a coroutine that's actually waiting for that stuff. So we're going to need. Let's go ahead and move this up here. Man, too many. Well, this was a base class, so that makes sense. I have a lot of virtual functions in here. So for this, we can have private enumerator rebuild materials coroutine. Okay. While materials. I don't remember if there's like a .any. No. First. Oh, good. Gotta use link here. Using system dot of course dot link. Okay. I'm not particularly crazy about this, but while materials dot first or default m dot is it rebuilding? Hold on. Let me pull up the Unity scripting real quick. Is processing. Right? Is processing. Yep, is processing. We're saying as long as one of our materials is processing, yield return null. So up here at the very start, we're going to say materials generated equals false. And then here at the bottom, we're going to say materials generated equals true. Okay. So, gotta go back up here to generate materials, then down here and say start coroutine, generate materials. Why is that? Oh, I called it rebuild materials, not generate. There we go. So, last thing we need to do is on start, call rebuild materials or generate materials. Kind of confusing naming. I should change that later. Okay, then in CManager we're going to say we got our fade in. So now we're going to have level manager, level equals level manager dot instance. Crud. Did I make that public? Current level. That's what it is. Current level. Dot current level. Oh. I say current level? Yeah, I can. Then we're going to say while current level dot materials generated yield return null. So while those are not generated, we're going to return null. And once those are done, we're actually going to allow ourselves to properly Also, I'm going to move this. Yield return null up here. There we go. And the reason that we have that yield in there, it might not be necessary anymore, but at the time, there was a problem with instantly trying to start stuff when after loading a level. It would have some things not quite finished being unloaded. So if you waited 1 frame, it would be fine. But I kind of put it in there as a cautionary or as a precaution. But I might take it out later just to experiment if it's even necessary anymore. So we're gonna wait until all of our materials are built, and then we're gonna fade in. So I'm gonna copy this real quick. So I'm gonna put this down here. Move this. Right there. Okay. So now once it finishes compiling and I can move around in the Unity editor again, we're going to change all of our procedural materials to be do nothing, because we don't want them to build until we tell them to. Do nothing, apply. Do nothing, hit apply. Do nothing, hit apply. And unfortunately, I can't select them all and just do one bulk do nothing, because they're not. You can't have multiple substances selected. Cast throne, do nothing. Do nothing. Do nothing. Do nothing. And the last one, do nothing. Although I still have a couple of things here. Hold on. Oh my god. These are all really old. I've also got to do it to this. I'm going to move this down to the other substances for the time being. And it is going to be... Also, it doesn't need to be 2K. Bit much, I think. And then let me make sure that these are all... Yep. And stop filtering is on. Okay. I think that's basically everything that we need. Crap baskets. Substance bookshelf also needs to be moved down there. As does carpet and curtain. What about pillar? Yep. Not the stained window, though, because that's... Yep. I do think my throne base needs to. Table doesn't. Throne base does. Tiles do. Yep. So does castle wall. But nothing else. Some of these are left over from when I was still using PNGs, I think. Pretty sure that most of the ones that I just dragged down are from are built using PNGs, not SVGs, which kind of sucks, but I can probably, if I have free time, change them over a little bit later. Probably not tonight, just because. Let me see. Do nothing. Do nothing. Change this. Do nothing. Nothing. Do nothing. Do nothing. Do nothing. Okay. So now, with all of that stuff, this, we have all of that collected, correct? Let's go ahead and grab materials one more time. We're good. Okay. And I'm also going to real quickly in Level Manager, I'm going to copy this. this build materials. And then say for each procedural material, PM in materials, PM dot rebuild textures. And I'm adding that way if I leave the level and come back, I'm assuming that they won't actually build properly, so I can contextually, in the editor, if I leave and come back, the textures might not rebuild. So I want to have a way to tell them to rebuild. So let's see if this works. Let's hit start. We're going to go all the way back to splash fade. I don't have to go to splash fade. I can go to the main menu, honestly. But splash fade has some preferences that it loads. Oh, hello. Look at that. 5 seconds in and we already have a... yes. Because not everything's going to have that. There we go. Let me copy that. Move this up here as well. I really should merge these two. Because there's no reason for it to do what it's doing. But, alright. So let's try this again. 5 seconds in and we already have an error. Isn't that how it works? And compile. Alright, let's see. So, oh! What the heck just happened? Okay. Man. Completely messed something up. View container, view feed root. Weird. It just didn't... Okay, fine. Be that way. We'll open with the main menu. Ah! Don't know why it's giving me such a hard time. I mean, that is problematic. I'm going to have to figure out what it was doing wrong. But for the time being, I just want to check and see if our substance thing is working. Let's do new game. Chris. My name is Chris. Do normal mode. Right-handed. Green. And, of course, I'm a hero. Okay, so I'm getting black screen, black screen, black screen. Hey! So that's pretty good. That actually worked out a lot better than I thought it would. I was expecting this to be way worse. I mean, it looks like everything's regenerated in the appropriate manner. Got normals, got the odd light mapping. And I can't open the door currently because it's broken, but I can slide my character forward. If I can select my character. Let's move my guy forward a little bit. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that worked out really nice, actually. Very good. Oh, that kind of makes me happy. I am... I did not expect that to go so well. Make sure that everything's looking like it's supposed to. Yeah, textures are a little wonky, but that's just the UV layouts. Yeah. Nope, that looks like everything's in the right spot. Nice. Okay. So clear that. And I'm gonna go back to splash fade real quick. I want to see if it messes up because of something stupid I did. So we're gonna have it fade, and then for some reason it just doesn't load. I wonder if scene loaded event. Okay. Well, I'll solve this later. It's probably some small thing that just came up out of the out of adding that level manager check. But that is really nice though that it allowed us to have that really. We don't have to worry about textures not building anymore, which is nice. So set info text. Right. So the only other thing that I'm worried about is that when we initially come into that scene, it should give us a little bit of flavor text. Let's skip this. Start. We'll do continue. It should. So I'm going to Control Shift pause there. And nice, it's building even while I'm paused. Let's go to UI, view container. Fade. So does my fade? My fade does have a label. Huh. So does that mean that I just don't have my flavor text set up? That's probably the case. Okay. So that means that... Let's see. Let's go to data, I think. Level flavor text. There we go. Descriptions. Castle quarters. So it should be showing this initial text, but for some reason it doesn't seem to be doing that. And I'll also have to change that later anyway because those don't match up anymore. So let me see. That is level flavor text. Let's look for this. Level flavor text. Let's see where this is referenced. It's been a while. Let's see, level flavor text. Here we go. Oh, interesting. Find references for this. Fade view. Here we go. So we're fading to... So... we get our level descriptions, then we get a description from a level. But it doesn't seem to... description. Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. Go to get description, go to definition. I'm going to go ahead and put a debug here. Debug.log. Desk. And then plus description. So I want to see if it's even returning anything. So if I go back to this, we're going to play it again and see if it actually spits anything out at us once it compiles. Well, continue should be fine. Okay. I'm going to pause. So I'm getting an empty string for an ID, which makes me think that it's not quite getting the right thing. So yeah, it's not getting anything, which is annoying. Let me check to see what it is looking up too. So we're going to do level plus that, because it might, for some reason, not have the right level, I guess, and that could be throwing things off. Cannot read an empty string for an ID. Something in session is going crazy there. That's weird. Clear that, and let's start playing again once it compiles. I do so love doing utility programming. Start. Now we should be able to continue. Right, that was the problem. It still thinks it's the main menu. So that means What does that mean? What changed? I did something to change that. Find all references. It's used here. Level ID. We're going to have a fade to. Find all references. Right there, fade view. Fade to. Okay. Let me see. Find all references for this. Of course, I got this somewhere stupid. So, some global. No, move isn't what we want. Okay. I think I might know what the problem is. So, let's see. Fade, 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 fade. Fade in. Here we go. This is why. I should call this here. Just out of curiosity, I am also going to check fade in. So yeah, fade in passes an empty string. Okay, there we go. That was our problem. It was me being stupid. Fade in. So we want text, fade color. Ah, crap. No, that's the actual... Right, that's the color that it's supposed to fade in at. Interesting. Ah, right. Okay. Nope, I gotcha. I gotcha. It's me being stupid again. Let's go to scene manager. So we want to pass a string, which is going to be... Ugh. Was I not passing that here? Yeah. No, I was. Then why would I have a string? Huh. Weird. I must have... I'm trying to think of what I was thinking back then. I must have set it up so that you could pass a string for some reason. Okay, well, let's just try that. See what happens. That should work. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what happens. It's always going to pass the word test, but that's really bizarre. I don't know why I did that. Yes, 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 yes. Blah, blah, blah. Continue. Interesting. So it doesn't seem to be doing anything, actually. So we go to fade, root, background, label. Nothing. Don't know what I did. But I broke my scene transitions. Go figure. Okay, so I'm closing all of my UIs except for my fade view. Hold on, let me see where I was doing this then. Ugh. Find all references. I only got it here. In fade 2, level text. Fade label.text equals level text. So, right. The problem was that it was getting the wrong level. Which means that Scene Manager is passing the wrong thing for it to fade into. Interesting. And that's because fade view, level ID. I'm doing something wrong here. This is the problem with working with really old code, is I've forgotten how I set this up. And it was fairly convoluted initially. Hey, at least the substance stuff worked. That makes me happy a little bit. But now I just gotta know why I'm being frickin' driven insane by this. So let's go to Scene Manager. Ah, that I think might be why. So I can fade out. What can I do with fade in? Really? But fade out gives me the option for duration and the level ID. Interesting. So if I go back to fade view. Weird. I wonder why I can't specify. Very strange. Fair enough, though, I guess. Scene manager scenes.get level ID. Ah! That's why. Okay, hold on. I bet I was passing the wrong. Find all references. Yep. I was passing the wrong thing. Okay. So, session, level flavor text. We want to go to main menu or main view. What's probably main menu? Really, nope. I called it main view. I called it main view. Okay, of course I did. So we got open, on submit, continue, fast load level, session.level. Ah, see, there's the problem. We don't want to do that. Because it... Okay, hold on. I'm going to try loading or going through the full boot up process rather than trying to continue. So I wonder if my continue got messed up as well. I don't know how it would have, but it's possible that I had, because I changed how my save files work right before the stream started, and that might be throwing a wrench in things as well. So new game, yes, normal, right, green, oop, not R, yes, yes. Passes an empty string again. Oh man, I gotta work on these load times. It's not terrible, but ugh, it's kind of annoying. I wonder if there's going to be a way for me to prioritize. No, it's fine. Anyway, so it's just not doing the right thing. Hold on. Let's go to new game. New game view. We have... Oh, right. That's prefab. Text quest, views. New game. Prefabs, view. So we have an actual drop down. We want castle quarters, which is where we're going. But it doesn't seem to want to actually pass that. So let me check this real quick. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. Scene manager, fast load level, start level. Interesting. Let's go to this. Make sure it never gets set to like null or something. Let's go to definition. I'm going to debug .log target level. And oh, weird. Hold on. Let's go to here. Fast level transition, go to definition. Pass the level. Application load level, current level equals scenes.get level ID. Yeah. That's the problem. Weird. What the heck? That makes no sense. Why would I do it like that? I commented out current level equals... Why would I do that? That would explain why it's not ever doing anything, because it's setting the current level to be the actual current level, not what the current level is going to be. Um, Weird. So let me do that. It might have been a safety thing so that the session doesn't get messed up. Possibly. That would be weird. Because maybe I was saying, oh, you know what? I bet that's what it was. If I go back here and go to level of transition, I bet I save my session. If I was smart, I would, but I probably am not smart. Oh, nope, it's not. Okay. That whole system just needs to be rewritten, honestly. But do not have the time right now. So let's go ahead and do all this. Do a new game. Yes. No, normal. Whoa. What did I just do? Was not actually looking. I was just mashing keys. Right. G. Y. Y. There we go. A little sudden. Should fade out a little smoother. But nice. So that fixes some of the problem. That fixes the problem I had with this. Um, so yeah. Okay. So now we can quit. No, we're not going to save the game. All right. Hold on. I want to know why it's doing this. The UI. So our HUD is still open for some reason. Our hero is destroyed because I have to destroy them, otherwise I get some odd errors. Weird. Our main menu is not turned on either. Have any errors? Still have this get. That kind of bugs me. Weird. So my fade screen doesn't seem to actually want to load the main menu properly. So does that mean that there's something wrong with my main menu? Huh. Close this. No. I have a standard shader just randomly in there for some reason. Okay. Curious. So I'm going to go to, actually, I don't remember where that was. Test. Because of course it was. Oof. Got a lot of odd scripts for handling my loading. Let's see. The last thing I need to do... Well, not the last thing. I have a crap ton of stuff I have to do. So we got that loading properly. It's just that for some reason our fade is not actually loading the level. So let's go to Other. Let's go to Splash Fade. We have our Splash Delay. And all this is going to do is say fast load level, main ID, spawn point none. Okay. Let's see if it actually does that. And this fade is a short scene. Yeah, right there. Weird. Okay. Control-Shift-P. UI. Except it doesn't actually open our main menu. Weird. Why is it doing that? Hold on. Main view. We want Scene Manager. And fast level transition. Oh man. I have so much old code in here and I really want to get rid of it. But that's not the focus for tonight. So fast load level. Correct. We are doing fast load level. Yep. Let's go to this. Go to definition. Getting level name from our target level and target spawn point. We're not getting an error, which means that the main menu is named appropriately. But I guess I could check to make sure that it's in the build settings. Splash fade, main menu, yep, that's all in there. Then castle quarters, castle exit, castle sewers, those are all the ones that are going to be in the demo. So those are all correct. But, and it calls that, but it doesn't seem to actually load anything. What's in the main menu? Oh, wait. That would be why. No, never mind. No. That's correct. It's just not pulling up splash fade. Okay. So there's splash fade, which is the actual, this blue to black that's used to fade from the default Unity logo. And there's actual splash view that has the like splash screen icon saying the company name and all of that. And neither of those are in. Ah, here we go. So we have, yeah. So this is here, but it's not turning on. Why? Should be opening splash view. Go to definition. Maybe my view is messed up. Splash. Prefabs. Root is disabled, so no, it should be fine. Okay. I bet this is going to be a super exciting dev stream for people to watch. It's just going to be a bunch of me going, why isn't this working? So, oh, I wonder if that's why. Right. Okay. Let's go to splash delay. Oh, I'm sorry. Open menu at start. Then go to definition here. Oh, no. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go to splash view. I want to debug this. Debug.log, our trusty friend. Testing. Make sure it even gets that far. I want to make sure that it's actually opening, or at least it should be opening. Because it seems like it's not, which is problematic. Let's play this. Weird. So it's not actually... So it's getting to it. It's getting to that test. I'm just going to turn off these debugs because I don't need them anymore. Something else is going wrong that's causing the coroutine to stop. That's the only thing I can think of. Because that does happen. If there's a null reference somewhere, it will break everything. Because the game does not like null references. So, start coroutine, fade coroutine. While index is less than splash images.length, which is all fine. Is something calling close immediately after, maybe? Oh. Oh. Okay. Hold on. Scene manager. There's our problem. Okay. Let me move this up here. So I yielded a frame to get to let everything process properly, but I did that before I closed everything, which means that it loaded the new scene and then immediately closes the oh, why do I have 2 yields? I don't need 2 yields. Get rid of this. So I basically just needed to move this in front of the yield. Otherwise, it wasn't going to properly position itself. So let's try this again. This should hopefully fix that problem. So that's why we were seeing the view, but it was disabled, because it was, for 1 frame, it was active. And then it was immediately turned off. So let's play this again. Go from fade. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Skip. Nice. That's all working great now. So if we hit continue. Gotta let it actually build the textures. So I'm gonna have to come up with something fun to do while we wait for textures to load. Or speed up the textures, honestly. Because that's pretty bad that it's taking that long. That's like, what, 5 seconds? On my computer. So I'm not hopeful for less powerful machines. That's not a good thing. Well, we'll be testing this out tomorrow on my laptop, so we will see how long it takes things. Yeah, everything at least looks nice, and it is generating. Our castle walls outside. Flat castle plain. Okay, so we're going to stop. Still a little annoyed that I'm getting that error. That means that something's looking for something that doesn't exist. Anyway. So now we can go back to scenes. Intro, castle quarters. So, something that I have done is, let me pull over a new. So that's something fun that we had to sort of speed design. A substance loader that would cause all textures in a level to generate. So something that I've also done is I've changed a little bit of how my objects are given their information. So by now we all know that I use JSON to accurately, or to import all of this data from Google Spreadsheets. So I do interactions. And now I've basically, originally I had separate spreadsheets for everything, but so like a container would have a separate spreadsheet from a climbable object, from a door, from an enemy, from item, whatever. And now I've just broken that functionality up into one single spreadsheet that I can then have. I mean, I have a separate spreadsheet for each individual object still, but I don't have a separate template for each individual type of object. So this is our template for interactive objects, and all I have to do is say make a copy. It's going to take a little bit to make a copy. We can drag that in. We're going to drag it to castle. Hit OK. Let's go back here. Drag it into our actual castle proper. And then we have our copy of interactive template. And I'm going to open up throne door, I think. Yep, throne room door. And I'm going to rename this throne room door. And I'm going to rename the old one old, so I don't get them confused. And basically, I'm just going to take this information and copy it over to this new format. So now I can go over to door, and I'll just have these scripts, or well, not scripts, these fields. Just bam, fill them in. Don't have to worry about it. Make sure that this wraps because I want it to be readable at all times. Don't have to worry about items or enemies. Verbs, I need to copy as well. So we'll go down to verbs. And I believe that these are all the same now. Yep. Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. Oh, nope. The old door did not have the new stuff. So I now have, instead of having a single output that I specify for each verb type. So if you just say take, it could just say taken. Now I actually have it output to an array of possible outputs. So you could say like punch wall and it'll say take that. Then you could say punch wall again and it'll say you hit the wall. So that way I can have multiple outputs for the same verb without having to have some ridiculous convoluted scripting that's listening for your input and then changing the verb at runtime. I can just specify an output, and you can still just specify one output if you want. That's perfectly fine. And in that case, it will just use that single output over and over again. So I want to basically copy all of this. So I can copy the outputs just fine. Paste all that. Let's get rid of the required items, get rid of obtainable items, all that stuff. We don't need that. We don't need any of this output data ID. This is all extra stuff that I added to allow me to basically have some fun with multiple inputs. And I can actually show you one because I put one up. And don't need any of this, don't have to worry about this, don't need obtainable items, don't require equipped on anything. Okay, so that should all be good. I think we're fine. So now I can just go to add-ons, my export sheet data, just JSON, we're going to do custom. So instead of exporting everything, I only want door and all of the basic info. And now we'll replace existing files. I don't think I have anything, but unwrap single row JSON, of course, export cell arrays, and export sheet arrays. I updated my JSON tool again because I just do that whenever I want to break. Let's make sure that this looks proper. So this is what our info is going to look like. We got names. We got, yep, all that stuff looks right. Okay, so I can close this. Let's actually export it. It's going to take a little bit of time. Well, it shouldn't take that long, but it's hooray for server-side JavaScript. Okay, so this is our actual JSON file. Let's download this. And then, of course, we're going to have to pull it in. So first things first, go to data, go to interactions, interaction data, intro, castle, and we're just going to go ahead and drag it in there. So we'll go to downloads. You can see all of my downloads. Oh no. Throne room door, I think is what I called it. Yep. Throne room door, custom JSON. Let's just pull this right here. And now, grab this, go to throne room door. We're going to pull on throne room door custom. Put that right there. Just hit update. Bam! So we got all of our fancy updates now. Oh, interesting. Really? Hold on. I think I messed up my throne room door. Let's go to verbs. Huh. Interesting. That's odd. Really? Huh. Was that the right door then? It kind of looks like it wasn't. But no, it was. I guess I just didn't set it up properly. So this should actually be default, not default fail. Let's download that. Yeah, hit. All that's still correct. I guess that's just a weird thing that I did. Okay, fine. Fair enough. Let's close this. Then let's get rid of the throne room door. That way I don't have a throne room door custom 1. Or whatever it is. I hate it whenever it does that. So we're going to go ahead and export again. We'll compile it all. And we'll be able to download it. While that's compiling, I can go ahead and say show in Explorer. That way I can just drag it straight into the window and replace it. Oops, Wrong thing. Door, custom. Let's download that. Door. Copy it over. That's odd. Oh, let me guess, because it... Yeah, sure, why not? Run door. Let me hit update. It's... Okay, something's messed up. Replace filing. There we go. Try that again. Update. Ah! Why is it stupid? Okay, hold on. I want to see if it just messed up whenever I did this. Unequip, combine, wave, insert, eat, drink, open. Yeah. Output default. That's what we want. Let's go to Throne door. Let's clear this, then update it again. Really? Really? It's being stupid? Why is it being stupid? Oh, you know what it is? I bet. Wrong thing. Let's go to door. I really need a better name than that. But scroll all the way down to JSON. There it is. Okay. We're going to say door. We'll rename this to door info. We're going to say door. Or info door. There we go. So that might help solve our problem. It could be that it was running into a problem. Let it compile. And update. Really? This is really kind of annoying. Let's go to base from JSON, go to definition. Let's see here. Ah, maybe my verbs are still messed up. Oh, no. That's right. It's because I don't care about output type anymore. Output type isn't used. I don't use it. It can be default fail all at once. That's irrelevant. Why do I keep it in there? I need to get better at just deleting things when I'm done with them. I have version control. It's not like I got to tiptoe around this stuff. So let's try opening this again. There we go. Got our inception door. Okay. Oh. All right. It's gonna break on those doors because those doors don't have it. So yeah, I have to actually go through and set up the information for each one of these objects again. A task more tedious than anything else. But for the time being, I can actually go ahead and skip to pause, and I'm just going to move my guy. Hero. So, just teleported through half the building. Gotta figure out why my spacebar does not like to jump sometimes. Something with my controller changed at some point in Unity 5, and it makes it hard to jump sometimes. Like it has this arbitrary cooldown time. Anyway, so I'm gonna pause again, and that's because we have to move our hero below our bed, or I can just move my bed up. About there is where it goes naturally. I've also adjusted the picture here that has the that has a hint on how to crouch, because during playtesting I've noticed that people will get right up against this bed and just walk into it for an eternity, without any idea on how to crouch, and then they'll look around, they won't know what to do. So now the instructions are slightly above the bed, even when you're right next to it. I think I actually might have moved my bed a little too high manually, but so that way, even when you're just walking straight against it, you can see left control to crouch in bright orange letters. So you're like, oh, control. I think that this, I don't remember if I've baked my light map or not. I think I have. Yeah, I definitely would have had to have. So I baked a light map again. It was done a little hastily. That's not a good sign. It was done a little fast, just to get things sort of rolling. Yeah, that white line, that's kind of worrisome. Okay, I'll have to look into that. That's just a seam in the UVs. So now if I walk through here, aha! Oh, lag, that was weird. And I think given... Oh no, that's not good. Why did it... Hold on, let's wait. Give it a second. Oh dear, that's not good. Why do some things work and some other things don't? The light mapping just gets screwed up? Is that what it is? Oh, what the heck? No! Ah, what? Just realized, what? My windows are gone too. Like, gone. As in, I can walk through their stupid... Okay. Why? Yeah, that's kind of weird. Because those should have colliders on them. Just not... No, it's like... Yeah, it's like it just decided not to rebuild some of them. Any errors? No, no errors. Okay. That's weird. Great. We go to castle quarters again. We're going to go ahead and check materials. That's all there. Let's build materials. I wonder if that's going to actually work or not. Might not actually work if I hit play. Great. Substance materials, man. Sometimes they're just screwy. Let's go back to scenes. Let's change scenes to our sewers. Then let's go to our castle quarters again. Weird. So there's more stuff with substance that I guess I have to look into. But... Okay then. Well, that might be a good spot to end the stream tonight, just because the rest of the stuff I have to do is largely... Well, you know what, actually, we might keep going until I can figure out this stupid substance thing. Figure out why it's not generating sometimes. Oh, also, that's kind of problematic. I'm getting some spill from this area light. You can see it casting on this wall, but it's also going through the door and affecting this area too, including this door. It's very subtle, so it's not terribly noticeable, but it's kind of annoying. Alright, so let's take a look at this substance thing again, because it should... it should manually do it all for us. So... So my windows are here again. I'm going to select these, because maybe when I rebuilt, yeah, they might have just gone away. So I'm going to go ahead and do all this. Front. Add a physics box collider. Yeah, so those all have box colliders now. So I guess I just forgot to add a box collider when I imported them. Let's add this. This is also going to need a box collider, so people don't just walk through it. Okay, so that should solve that problem. But now, yes, stupid substance problem. Well, let's go ahead and minimize that. Minimize that. Because we know that it works when I come in from the main menu. So if I go to other, let's go to splash fade. We'll start from the very beginning. We'll work our way through. So we have this. This. Start. Do new game. Got this. Yes. Normal. Right. Green. And my hero, of course. And let's start. So we get this initial delay because it's building the textures. Okay, that's fine. Now we can run through here. Open. I'm going to just turn off these objects so I don't have to worry about them. Turn off the bed. Turn off these two doors. Just run through everything. Get the delay. That's fine. This is all correct. I'm going to pause again. I could have sworn I saw... No, I guess not. I thought I saw error. So if I go back up, it should have a delay, have a delay, have a delay. That's good. That's what we want. Okay, there. Now it rebuilt everything. Okay. Huh. Weird. It just that one time. Oh. Hello, 18 Mark. Wait. I am currently trying to hunt down an elusive substance baking problem. Because sometimes it seems like... Oh, you know what? Maybe that's because I was playing it from the scene directly. There's a problem with substance where the material has to be generated whenever you play at runtime. And initially, if I just had it doing its default behavior where it does that explicit, like by itself. It doesn't have me telling it. And then when you would play the game, you would just see black materials until they actually loaded. So I added in a script to basically delay the fade in until the materials were built properly. And now that works. That's why we have that sort of slightly long waiting time there. But the problem is that it doesn't seem to always work, or some substances don't seem to bake. So that's what I'm trying to currently hunt down. Because if it's just a weird thing where if you play it from the scene, that's not bad. Because obviously the main game, you'll never be able to do that. But I don't want you to be able to just accidentally run into that error. So, how are you? Gotta be a polite host. Ask my guests how they're doing. Let's open this. Let's go ahead and skip. We're gonna drag ourselves over there. Oh, too much. Let's go down here. Alright, I will see you in a little bit, Mark. Yeah, there's our blue texture. You can see it flashing. If we go back up, I just want to see. Yeah, there's our black textures. Okay. pause. I just want to see. Yep. And those are set to do nothing. Minimize on, or not maximize on play. And I'm going to tell my thing to build materials. See if that... Really? Oh joy. It's a known glitch. What exactly is the glitch? Is it just Substance does this? Or is it under specific conditions, I guess? Because if I leave, then come back... Oh, shit. It doesn't. Does it fix it if I play? Oh, crap. How did I fix this last time? I did fix this. Let's go to Substance. Castle. Throne room. See, and maybe that's how I fixed it. I manually went through here, and it seems to rebuild if you look at it in the editor. Which is stupid as hell. Oh, stop it. It seems to be. But yeah, that's kind of frustrating. That's a glitch in Unity itself. Ugh. Something about turning off auto baking on the lights. I've already done that actually. I don't do auto baking. So if I go to Castle Quarters, I turn off auto baking because if I left it on, there's some weird like light scattering that you get on Substance materials where it looks like it's sparkling almost. Like you just see white particles going everywhere. So I don't do automatic lighting or light map baking because of that glitch. I knew about that one, but the like solid black one, I've not run into that before. And it doesn't seem like I was saying before, it doesn't seem to happen if I like if I go to other, like if I go in from our very beginning. It doesn't seem to happen if I manually tell it to load. So let's go here. Let's go to start. We'll go to new game. Here, hold on. Let me pause, then maximize on play. Chris. Yes, my name is Chris. Normal, right, green, yes, yes. Okay. So we get this initial delay because you're done with the game you're making, so you have nothing to do. That's a lie. What kind of game developer are you if you have free time? Yeah, really weird stuff, but it would also make things really dark. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and light mapping in general is just a nightmare to try and make things look good. Currently, I don't think I have anything special on it. I just baked the light itself, no ambient occlusion or anything else. So everything's kind of a little flat and matted. But yeah, so like, if I come... hold on. I'm going to get rid of that. Yeah, it seems to have something to do with baking or with building the materials, and it doesn't seem to happen if you play through from the beginning. So that's a good thing, I guess, because the player can never just start playing from the scene itself. They have to actually go in. And it could just be something weird with the way Unity does its starting process. I don't know. I was going to do something. I was going to... Oh, right. I'm going to get rid of that stupid music. Just get rid of this. I'm sorry, 4. There we go. Because I don't want to hear birds chirping in the background for the entire castle thing. So now let's go ahead and skip through this all again. I'm going to do new, Chris, yes, normal, right, green, green, yes, oops, yes, yes. So we're going to speed through here. Okay, we're having this initial delay. That's fine. That's good. I need to add an indicator to show that it's loading and not just frozen. Okay, so all the textures are loaded. That's good. Let's go ahead and pause it. Grab our hero. Let's move him over here. Move him slightly over this way. And then down. So let's just see what happens. Oh, I should probably make sure that the players can't kill themselves. Oh, what the heck? Physics. What the heck, physics? Players can't kill themselves. Okay, good. Okay, so we get our... Let's see if it does it. Is it Thursday for me? Yeah, it's Thursday for me. It's only 9:30 here. So sunlight greets you. We have this initial delay. That's good. It means it's building those materials. And it looks fine. Okay. So it seems to be that they're only black if I play them directly from the scene, then leave the scene, then come back. I have no idea why that's the case. But that's fine, I think. Because there's never going to be an instance where players will be able to start playing the game directly from this scene. Because it's not physically possible in the actual game. So that's kind of good. So hit pause. Not very fun having all my stuff be busted. But yes, it is Thursday for me. So open. Alright, it shoves you out of the way. Yeah, it looks like all of my textures were built properly. So... Okay, well, then I think I've come up with a good way to do substances, at least, or at least to get around that awkward building time that they have. It sucks that it means that I have to have a longer loading for each level, and I'm sure that there's a way to fix that, but I have a demo tomorrow, so I need to finish up actually getting objects working in this initial area. Which shouldn't be too much harder. The only real big thing I have left is this cutscene that plays out when you come up here and shows the wizard showing up and turning the king to stone. But I don't think that's going to be too bad. I think I'm going to sort of go intentionally, well, not intentionally by necessity, but also intentionally, very cheesy, like almost N64 era levels of cutscenes. So just get a pop, show in, a lot of particle effects, then king turns to gray instead of gold. If I want to get fancy, I could... Oh, really? I don't have a... Oh, I haven't attached a collider to the throne yet. Well, that's good to know. Let's do that. Go to castle quarters. Let's go back here. Keep forgetting to do that, apparently. Let us add physics. Collider. Let's try playing again. Let me see if I can run up there and jump on it. I need to change that. It's just a placeholder. Yep. So I can't walk through it anymore. Can I jump on it, though? I can. Haha. Haha! Aw, dang it. I can't get to the top of the throne. Darn it. I was hoping that I could. Oh well. Okay. So, I think that fixed the substance problem. And I could go ahead and fix my loading problem, too. So, we go to our splash fade. So we want to have a loading, I guess Unreal calls them throbbers, and I am not a huge fan of that term. It kind of sounds weird to me. Throbber is not a word that I would use to describe these things. So we're going to do start, hit continue. So right now it's just a static empty screen. It has text because that's meant to be at least something that you can do while you're waiting. But God, that took forever. It takes forever. So if you don't have an indicator or you don't have something moving, people will think that the game's frozen, and you don't want that. So sometimes you can get around that by having music in the background, but for now, I would like to have an actual object moving on the screen. So let's go to resources. Let's grab my, well, hold on, before we do that, let's go to scenes. Other, or is it test? Menu test, that's what we want. Oh no! Ah! My super secret thing that I haven't worked on in like 3 months. I guess I can show you guys real quick. I'm working on getting a text-based adventure generator running so that when the game ships, people will be able to actually make their own text-based adventures, like traditional text-based adventures like Zork, and maybe King's Quest, where you can have some graphics. But just because I would like to have something fun for people to mess around with. But anyway, for this, I want to go to fade screen, I guess, or fade view. Let's go to fade. Prefabs, view fade. Let's drag this in here. So by default, it's just this basic slab with some text. But we are also going to want to have a loading icon of some kind. How do we want to do that? So we could just have something on screen that says loading, and then have 1, 2, and 3 dots follow it. So basically it would do loading, loading dot, loading dot dot, loading dot dot dot, and then loading, loading dot, loading dot dot, loading dot dot dot. It's just sort of that simple loading icon. Can we come up with text dropping into place to make the message on the bottom would kind of fit the text-based material. Oh, that would be interesting. I don't think I can do that very easily with Unity's built-in text, but there is a asset store package called TextMesh Pro, I think, right? TextMesh Pro, something like that. Hold on, let me look for it real quick. We go over here. Go to our asset store. I think it's pretty sure it's TextMesh Pro. It is. This has a lot of really cool features to it, and I have this at the place I work, but I don't have it for myself. But it has the ability to actually do animations for text and for letters. Let me go back to the very beginning here. Although he hasn't updated it in a while.
Hi there. In this video, I'll be introducing you to TextMesh Pro.
Hold on. Oh, yeah.
Basically control this.
Yeah, so you can see he's doing stuff. Oh, we could do that typewriter thing. I didn't think about that. As a simple, quick way of showing that it's loading. And then we can do animation or different effects later on to see if we can come up with a different one for each level. That actually is a good idea to make things more interesting. So that's actually, I think, pretty easy to do. So we can do level flavor text. Sorry, not level fade view. However, that does mean that when we do that, we have to have a arbitrary wait time. Like we have to have a guaranteed length of time so that we know that. What if we have? Basically, it will fade to black. Then, once it's faded to black, it will start typing in those letters, and it won't actually automatically fade from black. It will fade from black once once the player types something or presses a key or does something. Would that be okay? I don't know if that's going to be frustrating for people to have to do something to load to actually cause the screen to fade from black. It's kind of like I don't know. I think Metal Gear Solid does that. Maybe Metal Gear Solid 4 did. When it was doing its loading screens, it would just be Snake smoking in the background, and once it was done loading, it wouldn't automatically start playing the next section. You would have to like press start to do it. I mean, we could do that. I don't know if I want to do that though. That's kind of a little annoying. Well, for the time being, we can just have an arbitrary wait time of 5 minutes, or 5 seconds, while it does that typewriter effect, I suppose. So fade to. Let's get level descriptions. So right here is what we want, and we are going to want to have. Right. So this is it doing its fading in from 0. Personally, that would frustrate you. So yeah, you don't want to have to do anything to have it automatically start playing. Yeah, I think that's too much. Like it worked for stuff like Metal Gear Solid because it was loading entire chunks of a disc. So it was sort of like an intermission, and it makes sense there, but not here, because this is between every level. Um, in that sense, this could be, I guess, closer, more related to, say, Half-Life, the way it loads things, where every, like, 5 feet you get a loading screen. Not quite as bad as that, but same principle. So, I gotta figure out where I'm going to do this loading then. Because part of the reason that I made my loading screens like this is because it will fade all the way in from black, then you'll already have that level description there. So anything that's going on in the main thread can freeze. And it would be fine because you have a static image that you're looking at. So if I do the typewriter thing, the only problem I have with that is I'm not... Actually, no, that's not a problem. Because the... I was worried that my coroutine would stop between scenes, but I don't think it does. So, if that's the case... Hold on, let me check. So scene manager. We have our fade out. Hold on. This is the hard part right here, level transition. So we have yield return, wait for fade time, which is of course a stupid way of doing this. Why did I do it this way? Because I was a terrible, terrible programmer back then. I'm a terrible programmer now, but I'm not a terrible, terrible programmer. So we have it waiting for an arbitrary amount of time. Then this is fading, I think. Yep, stopping it. So we basically can have it fade to black all the way, have it load the next... Dang it, I don't want to do that. I would like to have something on screen at least. I think for now I'm just going to add the loading, a generic loading text. It's not great. It's not as cool as having that typewriter effect or having the animation of the text dropping into place. But I'm also having trouble kind of visualizing how I would, or when I would have the actual text animate. since we want the animation to happen after the level has loaded probably, but we want something on screen in case there's something holding up the main thread in the next area, which is not great. Great. So, oh, no. No, don't need to scope up right now. I was gonna say I could do like a typing of the dead thing where you have to type the words at the bottom of the screen, and it's like a little mini game that you can play while you wait for things to load. Um, no, don't do that. Not right now. That's for later. Um, so yeah, for the actual fade view, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna have a loading icon. Um, so let's have public text loading image. No, it's not an image though. Loading label, I guess. I'll call it load label. So let's go ahead and have a coroutine down here. We'll do private IEnumerator load coroutine. This isn't great. So this is going to basically say, let's have a, yeah, I understand the animation itself may stutter while the scene is loading. Yeah, the, it's kind of a defeatist attitude, I guess, for me to say I need something on screen that's static and unmoving in case it freezes while it's loading. Because I do really like the animation idea, and if I had, I think, more time to do it, I would probably mess around with that. I might look at that this weekend even, but for tomorrow, I need to have a new the new demo up and running. So I gotta have to kind of like slice off extra stuff that's not necessarily needed, and I do actually feel like at least something is needed because I have that stupid delay. Um, but it's a necessary delay. So I'm going to have, let me just uncomment this. Just say yield return null, and then that'll get rid of that. And we will say float t equals 0 f while t is less than, I don't know, 0.5 f. That's good for me. T plus equals time dot delta time. Do yield return null. And all we're doing here is we're just going to have something that basically puts an extra dot at the end of the loading, the word loading. So we're going to have int index equals 0. And then, oh, right, I need to go up here to the top. We're going to have private bool is loading equals false. We'll also say it's very nice to have people to talk through ideas with. I enjoy having people watching the stream. It definitely makes doing design a lot easier, or at least a lot more interesting, because it's not me just grandly declaring, this is how it will be. I enjoy dialogue. So we're going to say while is loading. We're just going to have this while inside that while. And then we will say uh, load label dot text equals loading. Load label dot, oh, actually, hold on. For int I equals 0, I is less than index I plus plus, load label dot text plus equals dot. Okay, so this is going to be basically the thing that determines our actual load value. We'll have this initial time, then index plus plus if index greater than or equal to 3, right? No, greater than 3. Index equals 0. So all we have left is to basically say, while fade 2 is a thing, so inside of fade 2, let's go ahead and have load label. Oh, hold on. Bam. Load label dot canvas render dot set alpha. Label alpha. So the load label isn't going to be solid from the get-go. It's going to fade in with the other stuff. And then we can go ahead and have that's fine, actually. Don't have to worry about that. Don't have to worry about that. And we'll have load label dot canvas renderer dot set alpha. Oh, of course it didn't do everything. Canvas renderer dot set alpha 1f. So that way we know that it's always going to be solid at the end. And then, of course, we're going to have to do the same thing here. So load label dot canvas renderer dot set alpha label alpha. Then load label dot canvas renderer dot set alpha 0f, because we want it to be invisible at the end. So that means when we get to fade 2, we're going to go ahead and just start coroutine, load coroutine. Of course, that did nothing. Load coroutine. Okay, so let's see how this works, if we like that. I've also had an unusually large amount of people watching today. I've been fairly consistently for the last half hour hovering around 5 people. That's, I mean, single digits, but hey, that's amazing for me. Makes me excited. Let's see, so we can clear this. Let's go ahead and make a new, actually let's just duplicate this one. Call this the fade label too, that way we don't confuse them. Fade label. Fade label, and this will be load label. So that's what that is by default, except we want this to actually be in the center. And this is going to be 0.5, so it's going to be right in the smack center of the screen. So let's fix this, add that. Alright, let's turn off our root, then apply. Let's just turn this off. Okay, so I think we should be good. Except, real quick, right, I need to say load label dot canvas renderer dot set alpha 0f right there. So I'm assuming I'm going to do that down here too. Yep. It's always a precautionary measure in case I have to snap settings to things. So let's go back here. And we are on main menu. Or no, we're on menu test. Now let's go to splash fade. So let's see what this looks like from the get-go. And it should hopefully all pan out just fine. Because it's a separate coroutine doing its own thing. That's problematic. So start. So some of you might be able to notice that it showed at the beginning there. We don't want that. So we get loading. Uh-oh. Oh. No. Oh. I know what it's doing. You're being stupid again. So I have this start coroutine there, load coroutine. But I can't just do that, can I? So we have scene manager, level transition, fade out, and then fast level transition we have fade out. Oh. No. Great. Ah! Go to definition. Fade out. Fade out. Start coroutine. Fade to. And that starts the coroutine. Okay, so what was it doing? Was I just being dumb? I wouldn't think so. Oh, that's why. Put that there. I have to make sure that T gets reset to 0 whenever I do this. Otherwise, it's only going to do it once, and then it's going to be pointless. Okay, so now let's do this. Let's try it again. Play. Let's go through everything. We have this. Let's just continue. Why is it not working? So continue is working. We know that. Because we're getting this. But okay. Well, as always, our tried and true friend. Oh, I know why. Because, again, I'm really stupid. And I forgot to add a very, very simple thing. Which is... I didn't set is loading to be true. Okay. So let's try this again. The land of the small things that tend to go crazy. Although, now we've been streaming for 2 hours. If you guys are willing to stick around a little bit longer, I think we're going to do the fun thing next, which is make the cutscene, which will probably take me a while. Well, no longer than an hour, I would think. But it's definitely going to be enjoyable. Let's go to start. Go to continue. Yay! Loading! Although I don't want it to move, so I need to position that better. Oh dear. That's okay. Weird. So his loading gets set to false before it fades all the way? That doesn't seem right. Okay, weird though. Huh. Well, anyway, I guess I could also do a quick go to fade out, I think. Yeah. Let me add a bool here. Bool show load equals false. Show load equals false. Show load equals false. Okay. So now we're going to say if show load. We're going to do loading, but only then. That way we don't have to worry about it showing up accidentally. We have to explicitly tell it to. Let's go to scene manager. So that means that we have to actually add that ability. Oh, great. Okay, so let me find all references, because I probably don't want things to do fast loading, or maybe I do, who knows. I'll probably end up coming back to this a little bit later. So load level, target level. False and dang it. Hold on. Also not flas, false. And then show load. Put it here too. Yeah, the cutscene, it actually will be really nice to have feedback because I have an idea of how I want to make the cutscene go, but it might be really, really dumb. So it will be nice to have someone to tell me that it looks really, really dumb. Let's go to splash fade real quick, or splash view. Oh, no, splash delay. I'm sorry. And oi, hold on. I gotta actually get things to use the level transition. Since I set it to be false by default, I gotta make sure that I'm actually getting it elsewhere. So let's go to find all references. Oh, of course, it's everywhere. Oh man, that sucks. Well, it could be worse actually. So, just give me a second real quick to go through here and populate everything properly, and then we'll move on to our cutscene. Oh, Nodwoods. One of these days I'll get back to you. And then tear you apart and put you back together because you're probably terrible. Oh, screw the tutorial manager. That thing is dead. Okay. So now I think everything is back to normal, and we should be able to accurately just do a quick playthrough from the beginning, make sure it's working. I'm going to take a quick drink because I've been talking for 2 hours. So we're gonna play. Let's skip everything. Ah, dang it! What the heck? Oh, I think it's because I. What? Oh, hold on. Hold on. Go to definition. That doesn't seem right. We fast load level. Why does it show up still? Ugh. Splash delay. Go to definition. Go to definition. Ugh. It's probably because I'm doing something stupid. Optimizing is always fun. Yeah, well, it's something. It's some oversight right now that I'm kind of stretched a little bit mentally, so it's probably not. It's probably something very, very tiny, and then it's making it very difficult for me to actually find it. So let me find this all real quick. Find all references. Fade out. Scene manager, scene manager. Ah, here we go. Right, because I want to do scene manager. That's what the main thing is, not fade out. So let me see where these are all going. Find all references. True, 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 true. Environment, climb door, climb objects, scene transitions. That's fine. What about you? Find all references. Nope. Okay. Well, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll fix it later. Taking a break from that small area of code will be nice. So we're going to go to intro, castle quarters. And let me see real quick if I can find... I'm going to hide it so you guys don't see it. While I look for it real quick. YouTube. Let's see here. I have no idea how hard or easy this is going to be to actually see it. So... so anyway, I should probably be talking while I'm trying to find a good... Right. So, here we go. And I will talk about it in a second. So, our basic cutscene, what we need to have happen is we'll play the game. Dang it, I also got to solve that stupid graphical glitch. I don't know how to make it go away. So, of course, this is the sort of like the tutorial area where you read all of these signs. They tell you how to actually do things properly. Then once you open the door, you have this nice big area to go into, and you're going to approach the altar. Now, of course, you don't have to. You can run around all you want, but you can't go into the other door until you've triggered this cutscene. So, you can run around and ignore it as long as you want, but eventually you have to come up here. Once you do, we have this wizard that's going to show up, and he's going to turn the king to stone, put a magical barrier up everywhere else. So all these windows, this door will shut, and a barrier will come up, so you won't be able to go back out this way. And this door will get blown open. So we have to do all of that in the span of about no longer than 30 seconds, I'm thinking. Probably not even 15 seconds, because I kind of want it to be just like the wizard shows up, does a bunch of stuff all at once, and then laughs. And actually, the best example I should look at is, instead of Fallful, is King's Quest V, I think. Let's see if we can get it. So I think, yep. So we're gonna put on 2 times speed here. So in King's Quest V, when you start the game, like the start of the game is just we got a castle, and then a wizard shows up and makes the castle disappear. Like just bam. So it's kind of an homage to that, where the wizard just shows up and does something, like no prompting, just whoop, gone. So we're gonna do something like that. And the Fawful thing, for those of you who don't know, Fawful is a sort of like dark ensemble character from the Super Mario or Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga games, and he's just like this very energetic, very amusing laughter, and he says stuff like "I have fury," um, and talks in very strange ways. So obviously not obviously, there's not going to be any real dialogue in the game because I don't want to try and there's just not going to be an easy way to do dialogue. So instead, we're just going to have sort of text particle effects, and it's just going to be laughter. And I think I'm going to basically have the wizard have a particle effect that's just him saying ho 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 ho, because I would like him to have a weird laugh. So let's turn this guy on, and we're going to go real quick. Let's make a particle. I remember playing the first couple of King's Quest. How many King's Quest did you get through? Because I think there were 5 of the original ones, right? Just 5, and then I'm just gonna make a texture while I'm talking. And then the new one just came out, which I still haven't played, but it looks good. I also just kind of want to play it because it's got Christopher Lloyd voicing King Graham, I think. I'm gonna make a new texture. We'll just do 512 by 256 by 256. We'll crop it later. Laughter. Except I cannot spell, apparently. Laughter. Have a background, delete my other background. This is just how I like to work in Photoshop. New layer, go to text. Commodore 64, of course, got all that. Oh. I don't know. Do you think it'll be more entertaining if it's just the word ho, or if it actually has an exclamation point? Because I would kind of like it to have an exclamation point for no real discernible reason. Although, good God, I have to really smoosh that in there to make it look appropriate. I'm kind of leaning towards having ho just be in there like that. So let's transform that. And actually, we could probably change this to, I don't know, 60. Because it's just the first 2. Play them on the TRS-80 color computer. Okay. Okay. Right, I should save this. Text Quest, art, textures, particle effects. I'm just going to call it laugh, not PSD. And then we're also going to go ahead and crop down to 128, I think. If I'm lucky, this won't have cropped that. Hooray, haha. Ho, or ha. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ho because ha sounds a little too like cartoon, like comic book villain. It sounds like Lex Luthor, like ha 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 ha. And I kind of want to have like a slightly weird laugh, like ho 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 ho. Which, I mean, I guess everyone's going to hear it differently, but I would like to have it be slightly strange or eccentric. I was trying to think of a better one, like kech or ki, but it's supposed to be a guy with a beard, so I feel like it's going to be a little older. So older guys are going to have a bit more of like a boisterous laugh, I think. I think ho works pretty well. That was the first processor that you learned assembly for. Oh, assembly. I do not. I don't. Assembly. Yeah, that's. I don't enjoy assembly. It's. I mean, obviously, what everything eventually, compiles to. But good God, trying to work on it, it is not human readable. So we're gonna save this out as a PNG. Oh, not a Pixar. PNG. Not PNG. All right. So let's go ahead and we'll leave that. Grab all this. Let's go to this PC. Hard drive, game development, Unity, TextQuest, art, textures, particle effects, then laugh. Of course, I've actually got to get my art in here. Textures. All right, so laugh. And then we're going to change this to a... Oh no, it's still the texture. I just have alpha as transparency. And go down to 512 because there's no reason to have it up any further. And then make it point. No filter. That way it's nice and crisp. Okay. So next we're going to go ahead and let's duplicate bug white. We'll call this laugh matte. And it is going to have this laugh texture. So ho 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 ho. So now we're going to go ahead and create a particle system. Nice. And its material is going to be this laugh matte. So, ho 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 ho. So once he does his nefarious deeds, he will have just a particle system of hose going everywhere. And we can, if we have time at the end of this, we might come back and try different laughters, just to see which one looks best. And we could always have a couple of extra particle systems that have different ones, like ha or he, or I don't know what other laughter there are. There's only so many in a day. So our emission. Let's actually put it here. And then let's position it appropriately. Oh, that could be interesting. If I have it coming out the side, and it's actually like going towards the player, so it looks like he's laughing at you. That might. Well, I don't know. This way, it looks more like it's a sort of attack, like he's saying ho 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 ho, like he's swinging a sword at you or something like that. So let me try rotating it back up, or not down. Let's go up, because this way it's kind of a little more amusing, I think. So let's change start lifetime to 1, maybe. So it's like really short, basically. And it should also be maybe even shorter than that. Let's go like 0.5 or 0.25 even. Oof. Actually, let's go back up to 0.5 and just lower the speed and emission rate. Let's do 1, or let's do 5. So we're just going to be tweaking these values real quick. Ho 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 ho. Start size. That's pretty good. We can check our shape though. Cone. Yeah, I think we'll do a cone. We'll keep the cone instead of like a hemisphere. Nah, don't like that. Sphere. Nah. Box is basically the same as a cone, just straight up. Not crazy about that. Circle is too flat, I think. Yeah, we'll do a cone, I think. Although we could shorten this. Yeah, let's make our start speed 2. That might be better, actually. So if we set our start lifetime to be 5. So now, if we start, they'll be like, ho 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 ho, just really quickly laughing. And then might be able to do a gradient. Maybe. Not want me to do a gradient? Here we go. The color. There's the alpha. So that means that this alpha needs to be set to be 0, as does this alpha. And we do it like that. That way we can have a nice smooth fade. It doesn't just do a hard cut. So let's set this to be 10. Let's save that. So if we simulate, you'll see that it fades in, then fades out. Or it should, anyway. It doesn't seem to want to do that, though. Oh, it's because it's... Okay, yeah. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I need to do color over lifetime. Well. Oh. Wrong thing. Well, while we're here, and while I'm doing something that's kind of off, nothing particularly interesting, anyone seen the new Evil Dead show? It's pretty good, actually, the first episode. So yeah, you can see we have that nice fade real quick instead of a snap and it's gone. Same with coming in; it's not just instantly there. It actually like slightly fades in. It just looks slightly. It just looks a little more natural to the human eye to see something fade before just blinking out of existence. So we have that, and I wonder if we can shrink. I kind of like that. Can we shrink that in? Yep. I kind of like that. Yeah, it's all going up, but it's in a sphere around him. And then we can change our color. So I'm thinking, do I want to do like hot pink? Color would be good. I mean, he's red, but so yeah, we can see the whole fade here. Yeah, so he's red, and I feel like if we make the text red too, people will more strongly associate it with him. But it also makes it harder to see if it's right in front of him. But you know what? It's fine. I actually kind of like it. So I think we'll make all of his text whenever he does something red. So we'll stop that. We will do looping, and yeah, okay. We're not going to play it on awake, though. Max particle loss will be like 500. Not that it matters. Because we are going to want to explicitly tell it to actually call this. So, got our color over lifetime, got our renderer, sort mode. Right. I don't think I care about sorting because they're all the same color and they're just text. So, not going to worry about that. No, it is not going to cast shadows. Nor is it going to receive shadows. So that's all fine, I think. And don't need to worry about reflection probes. Okay, because basically I just want this to be a really performant particle effect. So we'll stop this. Stop it again. Minimize this, and I'm going to go ahead and say add module. I have a particle module. And the base system is going to be there. So I should have add component, model module, and then add component, actor, interactive object, I think. So I doubt the players will ever get close enough to actually interact with him, but if someone manages to get in there, it would be nice to have stuff for him. So he's actually going to be a apply there, and then zero him out whenever he's doing anything. So our model is yeah, okay, so he's set to be reversed. So we have our basic wizard guy. We have his laugh. It's ready to go. The next thing we need to do is actually have a couple. We need to have magic barriers show up. So we're gonna open up Maya real quick. And we're just going to make very quick and dirty magic barriers. So, so let's go ahead and open recent Castle Throne Room. Move my outliner so I can keep an eye on the chat. But while I'm doing this, because again, it's going to be something real quick and kind of basic. Yeah, the new Evil Dead thing. If you have ever seen the original Evil Dead movies, great, it's all out of place now. It's pretty much exactly. It's all over the place. Particle effect cast flying out from wizard. Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, I actually have. I guess I can show it to you real quick. Where is it? It's Logic Playground Manager. So I actually have this. Oh crap! Why are you not there? So I actually have this particle effect that will show up whenever he starts casting his magic spells. Of course, it zooms way the freak out. So when you come in and he shows up, you'll just see this magic vortex, and it literally says magic. And that's where a lot of the magic stuff's going to come in. Although it looks like I have a sorting issue, and I need to make it show up in front of him. Emission? No. It's probably material render mode. Sorting. Here we go. Don't need to worry about that. Order in layer. Let's set it to 5. Yep, 5's fine. So now we have the particle actually rendering above him. It's also rendering above him if it's behind him, but yeah, that particle effect's going to show up once we get the cutscene actually going. So we can delete that. I will get back to Maya. But yeah, as far as the Evil Dead thing goes, if you've seen the original Evil Dead movies, it's pretty much just the Evil Dead TV show of that. It's exactly what you would expect it to be, which I find funny. I always liked Evil Dead. But yeah, that magic particle effect, I really like that a lot, the magic vortex. Let's get this over here. Select it. We don't need 10 subdivisions, we just need 1. We can snap this up, which of course it didn't snap. Snap it up. And let's rotate it on the X to be 90. And now we need to change its actual width. So width is probably like 1.5. Yep, 1.5 from the looks of it. And then let's move it down some. Its height is probably 2.5. No, I was way off. 3.5. Yep, 3.5. Nice. Okay. So now we are going to kind of cheat because it's 10:30 and I have, well, I guess this cutscene is like the last major hurdle, so we can take a little bit of time. Close this because I don't need this anymore. I'm going to open up Illustrator instead because we got to make a texture. So let's get back here. I'm going to open this up. Hit new. We'll call it Magic Seal, I suppose. 1024 by 1024 is fine. Let me move my artboards, that way you guys can look at them. Base. These will be the textures for the magic that seals off the room. So we have our base, background, which is not really going to be there. It's going to be transparent. Text. And magic seal. That's fine, I think. Just go ahead and save that. Yep. Alright. So now, let's go to... Oh dear. Let me get rid of my outline because I don't need it. And then we're going to change our font to Commodore 64 pixelized. We'll change it to be black text for now. We'll change it back to white at the end. And set our font size to be 72. So, magic. That's all we really need. Then set it to be none. So, if we move this, let's change our spacing to be 48, 60, with a little bit more on the eye, because different characters have different kerning. So that, for the time being, is going to be our magic seal. Normally because I could try to do something really fancy with like moving textures to have it give this really nice effect, but it's just going to be really hard to do that, I think. So for the time being, what it is, I think I'm just going to say leave this as it is, and I'll come back to this texture later with something a little more fancy. So let's select this, set its color to be white, and save it. Save this out as an SVG. It's just going to be magic seal. Alright. And then we're going to make a substance. So we're going to open up everything again. New substance. Call it magic seal. Import, or sorry, link. Vector graphics. Magic seal. Don't have much in the way. And that's pretty much all we got to do. We'll do more stuff, actually. So, we are going to want to... I'll save that, yeah. There's our color. We don't have any normal because it's magic, and magic is energy, and it does not have a physical presence. But we will need to have... Do we want to have an emission or emissive? I think we do, actually. Or at least we want to try it. So, let's go ahead and add an output. Except I don't. Add node, I guess. Here we go, output. And it is going to be RGBA, and it's going to be emissive. Label is material for group. Label is emissive. And emissive up there. Okay. So we have our basic texture. And then we want to go ahead and drag this in again. And we're going to make this one grayscale. There's our emissive. And everything else is just going to be a uniform color. Uniform color. Normal. Dock that. dock that. And I think what we're going to want to do is actually do this. Blend, background, and then uniform color. And by default, I think I'm going to make this like purplish. Okay. I hadn't seen Substance Designer before. I'm looking it up. Price not too bad for indie. Yeah, Substance is actually really nice. I mean, aside from the weird substance problem I was having today, it's a lot cheaper than what you would expect for what it is. Because most of the time in the past, these types of tools would go for like stupid amounts of money. Interesting. It doesn't want to. I guess I can delete that. That's fine. But yeah, it's pretty cheap. It's like $100 or something like that for just Substance Designer. And then you can do the whole Substance rent-to-own thing that they do. So I'm going to expose this as emissive. Expose this. Metallic. Expose this. Rough. Add a uniform color. Okay. So this hastily cobbled together thing. Magic Seal. Author is, of course, me. And then we're going to have fun doing all this stuff. So emissive is actually going to be a full color, but metallic and roughness are sliders. Metallic, and I like to move these in order, so rough, and move emissive below them all. Cool. So let's save that. Although, real quick, I'm going to change. No, that's fine. Okay, so let's save that out. Let's actually save it as a SBS AR. Export it. But yeah, if you haven't done anything, well, if you're interested in doing any sort of 3D texturing, Substance is really, really good for it. It's very, very nice. Particle effects, art, substance. Oh, not content creation. Environment, castle, throne room. Scroll down here to substances. Castle, throne room. And then magic seal. Ta-da! And it is cut out. It's basically just that. And then, of course, to get everything across, we are going to want to and you know what, it's fine. Let's just save it as is. Magic seal.png. I'll dig into it tomorrow and see if I can get a real value, if we can get real value from it. Yeah, I think they also have a free, like 30 days. So if you're not sure, it's nice to use that free 30 days to sort of mess around with it. So minimize this. Let's go back to Maya. So we have our object. Let's go ahead and lay out its UVs. Let's edit, delete history. And then I'm going to make a create. Oh, I'm sorry. Windows, material, Hypershade. I'm going to make a new material from Phong. Call it Magic Seal Matte. Set its file, which of course is all over the place. Art, textures. That's a good question. Environment. Castle. Illustrator, I believe. Yep, Magic Seal. Cool. Let's go back to TextQuest, Art, Models, Demo, Castle. And copy this over. Crap, that's not right. Right here. What do I want? I've been reduced to muttering. I should not mutter. That makes it very, very annoying for people watching the stream. I assume. I could be completely wrong. Magic Seal. I assume that you guys would let me know if that was the case. So, file. Let's get our file. Magic Seal. Oh. Magic Seal text. So, close that. Cool. Let's go to object mode, assign existing materials, and Magic Seal Mat. Pretty good, pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and lay out its UVs real quick. Shrink this stuff down. I'm just doing this real quick off screen because it's easier and faster for me to do it over there. You're never good with time trials. Yeah, I mean it's 30 days though. So it's not like it's a 5-hour demo that you have to try and cram in there. It's like a check it out for a weekend sort of thing. See what you can do with it. Didn't even notice it. Yeah, I was just scaling the UV so that it would take up basically all of this area. So that's that. Let's copy this face. I don't need a new light map for it. At least not right now. So that's fine. So cool. Then we're going to zero this out. And then freeze it to transform. Then edit. Delete history. Cool. And then I just have to change it. Magic Seal. Again, that's delete history. Then I'm going to do File, Export Selection. Oops. Magic Seal. Alright. Move that into props, so I don't have to worry about it. So now, if I go back to Unity, let's go back to our models. We will have Magic Seal somewhere right there. So, close all this, close this. Close this. Got a lot of stuff. Models. Levels. Intro. Create folder. Magic. And now I can drag Magic Seal into here. Scale it up to 200 because that's how much I've done. Apply. Alright. And then, of course, Magic Seal. See if that looks nice. Yep, that's about what I was expecting. So that's going to be static. It's going to be light map static at least. So let's move it into position. I just love the words "nobody will be playing" and say, "What's that?" Oh yeah. Sorry, I was trying to figure out the phrasing for that. Yeah, it's actually really nice. It's one of the problems I was having with making a text-based adventure is that it's not very intuitive. So it's very easy for people to just not know what to call something. And I wanted to not have that problem. So magic be in here. 45 I think is probably, actually no, it's probably 0.5. It's fine. But yeah, it's actually a really good way to get around worrying about people not knowing what to call something. And I've actually seen it work, so it's definitely effective. So that seems to be in order. And then 0.5 let's remove this component. And then let's add a box collider to it. Cool. So let's select this. It's right there. We're going to drag this in right here. So we have this prefab. The basic prefab is also going to be changed around. So there's our magic seal. We're going to have props in the throne room. Let's add a new object. We're going to call it magic. And we are just going to turn this, or put this right there. Cool. And now we're going to duplicate this and move it around. And basically what we're going to do is these are going to be off by default. And once the wizard comes in, it will trigger an event that just pops these magic things right in there. Let's duplicate these. Let's move them over here. Rotate them. Bam. Then let's move this one more over here. So we got all the magic windows. Cool. So now the only thing we have to do real quick is add a magic barrier for the door. Let's go back to Maya. We're going to make a new, I'm also going to turn off my, not my wall layer, but my roof layer is already off. You lie. You lie, you lie, you lie. Why is my roof layer off, but... Hold on. Roof layer. Oh, it's the exterior that's still there. Okay. Exterior. There we go. That way we can see everything. And now we're going to do a similar thing. We're just going to make a plane. It's going to show up over there. We're going to drag it over here. Drag it over here. Just drag it up. And then one subdivision each way. Let's rotate it on its z-axis this time, 90. All right. And then now our width. 5 is too much. 3? No. 4.5, I'm guessing. Yep, 4.5. And then our height is going to be at least twice that. Well, maybe not. 6.5? Dang, too much. 6. Okay, so there's our coverage at least. And now, I'm also going to cheat, actually. I'm going to do 4. Oh, or we're going to do 1 and then 4 this way. Or 6. Yeah, we'll do 6. Okay. That's good. We're going to rename this to Magic Door Seal. Save this out. Go to Object Mode. We are going to assign existing material, Magic Seal. Okay. And you know what? We're going to make this 1, 6, 0, and this is going to be awkward. 90, and then 90. Or negative 90. So that way it's actually rotated properly. And then it's going to be 6 and 4.5. There we go. Okay. That way it's oriented the right way and the UVs aren't going to be a nightmare to rotate and all that. So let's project that. And it, of course it did. It redid it anyway. Because it loves to mess with me. Go to object mode. Delete history. And now we're going to have fun. So, again, I'm going to do this real quick off screen. Just because it'll be faster this way. But we're going to scale. Basically so that magic is perfectly visible 6 times. So let me select all of these. We're going to do UV, cut UV edges. Then next, we're just going to start sliding these right in there. So we're just stacking them all in the same UV, basically. So that way magic isn't like this nasty stretched thing, it's actually just a bunch of magic there. And then the last thing we need to do is just delete history. Then, zero it out too. So 0, 0. 0, I think, right? Yep, because we want it to have, or be facing the right way. And then we're going to do modify, freeze transforms, so that everything's zeroed out and is nice and neat. Hit save, and then file, export, which I always seem to lose at export selection. Magic door seal. All right, and now if we go over here to our models, we will have magic door seal. Just drag that right in here. Load up 200 again. Then just drag it in here. Maybe, except it does not want to apply. That's why. So let's drag door seal in here. And then, of course, fix this. So let's drag this way. Oh, interesting. It's backwards. No, it's not. It's forwards. I've been looking at... What the heck? I've been looking at words too long. I'm starting to get confused on my lettering. Which is a thing that actually happens while working on this game. I have gotten semantic saturation, is what it's called. And all that basically just means is that if I'm working on something long enough, I start to think that something looks wrong even though it's correct. So like if I work on the word stone long enough, eventually I will start reading it as ston, even though it's spelled S-T-O-N-E. I know that that is how stone is spelled, but after looking at it, hundreds of times in a very short amount of time, you start to think it looks like ston, and you're like, wait, no, that's not right. What's wrong? And then you go crazy. So remove component. Just drag this right back in here. Zero it out, of course. So now it's all nice and tidy. So there's our magic. And if I'm right, we should be able to have these things actually glow when they're in there. Hopefully they will. But that might require a bit of bitmap baking. So who knows if we'll actually be able to see that tonight. So now we need to actually get onto the issue of having the wizards show up and turn the king into stone. So how we want to do this? We should definitely have a... Oh crap, do I want to have another magic barrier? No, probably not. Oh, I've got a better idea. Okay. So what if instead of having... Hold on. So originally my idea was to have this magic spiral particle effect underneath the... I think I just put it anywhere and find it. Or basically anywhere. All right, well, I'm sorry. Let me get my bearings. I was originally going to have the particle effect. I have the problem when I'm deep in math. Someone can ask a simple question like, what's 4 plus 4? And I won't be able to. Yeah, math can be annoying sometimes. I mean, I've learned everything up through calculus, and it just calculus ruins you for one thing, because at that point it's not even math anymore. It's calculus. But then you start losing the ability to do basic arithmetic because you're so used to functions. But yeah, where was I? So instead of having this magic vortex around the wizard, what I could do is actually have it pop up right around the player. So if I play real quick. We gotta run over there. So what I could do is when the player enters the trigger area, this will actually show up around the player, and then they won't be able to leave it until the event plays out. So that way the player can't interfere with the cutscene. So it's sort of like I think Half-Life did something similar to it. But basically, that way the player's still in here and they can, sort of run around, but they can't really do anything. And then once the wizard is done doing his nefarious things, the magic will dissipate and the player will then be able to move again. I like that. That makes things a lot easier. And that solves the problem of me worrying about them running around doing shit while I'm trying to do a cutscene. So I don't have to worry about them interfering. Okay, so fun. I do need that spiral back. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. I basically want an inverted collider, which I don't think is a thing. So let me think. How do I want to do this? So let's do this game object. Let's move magic spiral underneath it. Zero it out. Let's move the game object over here. Okay. And then on our game object, call this magic vortex. We're going to have collisions. That's a great way to control the player. Well, thank you. Normally I don't like to do that sort of thing, but in certain instances it does make sense. So let's go ahead and add physics. I guess we'll just do a box collider for the time being. So let's move this over here. And we're going to go ahead and set it its Y to be 2, I think. Set its height to be 4. Okay, just checking to make sure that everything's centered properly. Height of 4, there's no way the player can jump over that. And then we will set a width of 4, I think. Let's set a depth of 0.5. So let's duplicate this. Let's set that Z to be 2. Let's duplicate this. Set that Z to be 0 and the X to be 2. And then just reverse these. So 0.5, 4. So that's what our collisions look like. We have those boxes. And then just duplicate that and change X to be -2. So we just have this sort of collisions area that will prevent the player from from escaping, basically. Okay, so let's go to prefabs. Where am I going to even stick this? I honestly don't know. Um, create folder intro. Create folder castle. Let's just drag this in here. Okay. So let's delete this then. Let's also zero this out. So now, we're going to go to our castle quarters. And also, we're going to grab our materials again. Nope, it does not grab. Block in the player, then have the magic rise through the floor around them. I kind of want it to happen at the same time. Just because I don't want the players to like suddenly stop moving without knowing why. But that's essentially the idea, is that you have that particle effect going around, and that's the in-game explanation for why there's no, or why they can't escape. Let me see if I was right here. Grab. Yep, okay, so things have to be turned on for things to be grabbed. That's good. And then I can turn off magic again. So, let's save that out. And then let's go to our castle quarters script, or quarters manager. And then close all these views, because I'll get them later. Not worried about this, not worried about this. Okay, so here our on throne triggered area is the this function right here. This is what happens whenever you walk into the trigger area around the throne. So we're going to have we're going to have public game object magic dot set active true. I was just thinking all over the place. Yeah, I mean, feel free to throw out ideas like that. It's always nice to have to talk about ideas, because even if we don't end up using a specific idea, it might end up being something that was really, it might lead to a different train of thought. So it's always nice to have any sort of idea proposed. So let me do this. Where is it? Right there. Okay, and we're also going to do public game object magic vortex. We're going to just say pool manager. Oh, right, this does not have a reference to. So using HoosierGames.common pool manager dot request magic vortex, and where it is, I'm going to say global dot hero dot position. And I guess quaternion dot identity. Now, let me rename this real quick to magic vortex prefab. Okay. So now I'm just going to do a quick test run. It should actually turn on the magic and spawn that magic vortex around the player so that the player can't do anything. So this. Here we go, magic vortex. Okay, so let's see what happens. Oh man, I'm gonna have to do sound for this. Might skimp on the sound for now. It's okay. The place this is being demoed is in a very loud area, so I doubt that people will really be able to hear anything anyway, except our Inception door. So, moment of truth. Aha! Yes. Yes, I am now trapped. Although it does instantly snap in, which is not great. I don't know if there's a good way to solve that or not. I have talks with others. Sometimes they say something completely off subject and my mind locks on it and uses it for something completely different. Mostly think tank type stuff. Oh wow. So you're multitasking. Oh man, I don't think I could do that. I don't know if I would be able to watch multiple streams at the same time. Yeah, we got our nice. And I can't walk under it, which is good. So we have our magic vortex. All that's left now is to actually get the wizard turning the king into a statue, basically. Whispers magic. Yeah, I think I am going to have a particle effect that's just says magic, and it's going to be just red particles going towards the king, and then once they hit the king, it'll turn the king to it'll gray the king out, make him stone, and then we will have. So let me work on that particle real quick. So there's our ho laughter. Which, oh no, I don't know if I have a convenient way to activate specific particles like that. Turn that off so it's not initially enabled. But we'll call this, if I can spell laughing, laughter. And let's duplicate this and call this casting. So let's stop this. Let's open up our particles, renderer, laugh mat. We should have a magic, I think. Yep, magic particle. Magic. So this is sort of, we're not going to do anything really special with this one actually, because it's basically what we already did by accident before. So it's just going to say magic. Start lifetime, I don't know, I think 2. Start speed, maybe 3. It's a bit much. 2 is actually pretty nice still. Start lifetime can be 3, I think. So, oof, I don't think it likes having to render that much. Emission, it's only 5 particles per second. It's not like it's intensive, but it's kind of chugging. Or maybe not. It says I'm getting 3,000 frames per second. I don't think that's right. So we're getting magic all over the place. Does Unity have an attractor that works on particles? I think it might. Let me check. There's some weird stuff that you can do. Because there's stuff like, there's wind zones. So I have a plugin called Magic or Playground, Particle Playground, and it I think has a system for that, if I'm not mistaken. So I think if I go to Particle Playground, examples, graphics, no, Playground assets, presets. I think that there's a here, just a second. Let me pull this up. Unity 3D, Asset Store. Also, there's a sale in the Unity Asset Store, so if you want to get anything, you should get it now. Particle Playground. I'm pretty sure that their demo has attraction. Or maybe not. Maybe it doesn't. Hold on. Oh wow, super loud. Okay. I thought that it did, but maybe it doesn't. So, are you thinking of basically having the magic go out and then like get attracted to the king to make it look cooler? Let's see. Casting. Yeah. I keep checking them for. Yeah, I mean it's good to check the store every day at least once because every day has a new deal. Sometimes you get really lucky and something that's super expensive is really cheap. I think the current sale that they have going on, there's a license for the Popcorn effects editor, which is a really nice particle editor. And I really want to get more into it, but it's like $250 when it's not on sale. And it's $150 off, or it's $150 right now, and that's after like a 40% cut. God, it's super expensive, but I will admit their particle system is really really nice. It's just stupidly expensive. Um, so anyway, back to cutscene making. Let's clear this. So we have our casting. That's working just fine, I think. Then so now we're actually going to have to start doing cutscene related things, or maybe use a reversed cone if the particles will let. I don't think you can do a reverse cone. You can only because the cone, yeah, the cone right now is just as small as it will go. You can widen it, but you can't do the reverse basically, which sucks. I don't know why you can't. That is kind of dumb, but yeah, you can only go down to as wide as its base is. So, but for now, I think that's fine. Um, Actually, it kind of makes me think of Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. If you ever played that, there's a like at the very the stupid light particle is getting in the way. Where is it? Lights. Turn off my probes. Oh, and of course it's still there. Anyway, but there's the ending scene of Ocarina of Time when you fight against Ganondorf, and he does his like little magic vortex thing, and it makes Navy not able to help you. It's kind of what that looks like to me. It would be nice to be playing Ocarina of Time right now. I could use the break. So let's save. So we're going to apply changes to the wizard again, and zero them out, of course. So at this point, what we have to do is we actually have to set up an actual cutscene. And before I do that, I'm going to do a couple of things. One, I'm going to close Maya because I don't need it open anymore. I'm going to close Substance because I don't need it open anymore. And I'm going to close Illustrator because I don't need it open anymore. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to push my changes that I made real quick because I've been working for 3 hours now and I've done some pretty significant changes. So before I try to do something involving a Unity Asset Store pretty heavily, or a Unity Asset Store package pretty heavily, I want to make sure that I get this stuff pushed and that way if something messes up, I can just revert these changes. And of course it takes a while, and then now we're going to commit. So we're going to say added loading text to fade screen. What else have we done? Fixed substance. Oh, I'm sorry, actually, let me rephrase that. Levels now delay fade in until all substances have been built. And that's kind of the major things I think we've done. Have I changed anything else? Assets. Oh, heading off Quantum. Well, thank you very much for stopping by. Like I said, I always like having people pop up in the stream and talk. Just because it's more interesting to interact with people than it is for me to just talk into the ether. So yeah, thanks for following. And hopefully I'll see you later. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and most Friday nights. So, yeah, feel free to stop by, and we'll continue chatting about random things. So I think I was going to say started work on castle cut scene. Oh, and added non-standard game over for leaving the castle before, well, through the front door. Okay, so I added a bunch of stuff. Then we're going to push. Once this is done pushing, I will move over to the actual cutscene tool, which is a Unity asset store package called uSequencer. And actually, before I do that, I'll make sure that there's not any new updates for it. All right. Thanks for stopping by, Quantum. I'll see you later. So we can close that. This is all posted now. So now we are going to go to Window. Well, fire. Actually, nope. Before I do that, go to Window, Asset Store. Oh, wow. Hey, look at that. They just updated. A lot of Procore stuff, NGUI stuff. Oh, and oh, I guess I need to update sector too. So I got a lot of big assets that I gotta update. But for the time being, let's go to my stuff and all this stuff. Then let's go ahead and do uSequencer. Let's update. This is by far the longest dev stream I have ever done. We are getting close to 3.5 hours. Most of the time, I think the previous long one was, I think, 2 hours, maybe 15 minutes, 2 hours, 15 minutes, something like that. And this has just blown it out of the water. I think I need to import, and this is just gonna suck. Yeah. So I'm gonna cancel this, and then I'm gonna delete this. One of the problems that I have with, oh, what the heck? Oh, it's deleting it slowly. One of the problems that I have with Unity Asset Store stuff is that you can't specify where to import. So when you're importing assets from the store, I like to have them all under an asset store folder. Um, but you can't do that. You can't specify that. So when you import, you'll have it be split up in multiple areas, which makes it just really, really annoying. So let's import all of that. Let's let it. There we go. Okay. Let's install all updates. Continue update. Maybe it would have done it itself. Who knows? Oh well. It's not like I had anything before. I didn't really have any cutscenes made yet. I had mostly used it for what's the word I'm looking for? Um, blanking. Been streaming too long. I mostly used it for trailer stuff. So it was all separate scenes that weren't attached to anything. So this will be different, basically. So once this gets imported, and the reason I'm using uSequencer is it's a sort of like a timeline editor, similar to what you would have in Maya if you want to do animation and all of that. It basically lets you do a nice timeline editor for cutscenes, so I can say how long I want a cutscene to be. Oh, good. Visual Studio has crashed. Interesting. So let me close it. Oh god, it's like terribly lagging. Close all this. Close this. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this. Because whenever you have errors like that, it freaks me out. So I'm going to... Okay, so that's gone. We're going to close Unity and then open it back up. So let's save. Close Unity. Okay. Close this. So open it back up. The meta files should have cleared themselves. And of course the substances have to re-import for some reason. That's one thing I've noticed working with substances is for some reason whenever you open up Unity they all rebuild. And it really bogs things down. I mean, it only has to happen at the beginning, but by the end of this, I'm probably going to have a crap ton of substances. So, this is not great. What the heck? Why is it importing my audio stuff? Oh, great. So something else must have happened while it was importing. So, then once this all happens, we're going to import more well-fired stuff. Hooray! Progress bars, everyone's favorite thing. All right, so let me import this. Import. See? Nice and smooth that time. Or was it? Maybe it wasn't. Alright, this was the actual decompressing. Oh, man. Sorry, I feel like I've kind of died down in terms of talking. I am very tired. And it's going to be a very late night tonight because I'm not going to stop working on this until I get it running. Ah, man. Well, I mean, I'll probably stop the dev stream around midnight. Or whenever I finish this cutscene, whichever comes first. Just because, I don't want to have a 4-hour long video that has to get uploaded. Okay. So, we'll let that finish compiling, and then we'll listen to them and be nice. We'll close Unity and then reopen it. Because I do know that... so we're going to save project. Sometimes whenever you import editor stuff from the asset store, it can get a little wonky if you don't restart Unity. And Well-Fired has a lot of editor stuff because it has to have a whole timeline and everything. So, oh man, Thursday night. I don't think I had anything I was supposed to do, graduate school wise. Nothing as important as this. So, let's see. Oh, did it already do it? It just popped up behind? Yeah, it did. I don't know why it does that. Okay, so everything's in there. That's good. And now we can close that tab. We don't need it open. And then now we're going to move this into the asset store, which will require a re-import, but it won't take very long. Let it compile, and bam. And yeah, if anyone knows of any, or if anyone's used other cutscene tools and would like to sort of recommend them, I would be very much appreciative of it. But just because I've messed with a couple of them, and they're all very similar in terms of what they try to do, but it all comes down to which one's the most stable and which one is the easiest to do things in. And Well-Fired uSequencer is pretty good for that, I guess. So anyway, let's go to Window, Well-Fired Development, uSequencer. Let's open uSequencer. Oh, fancy! It opens on like an entirely different screen now. So it's been a while since I've done this. So, I'm going to create new sequence. And it's on the left side of my screen for now, but I think I'm going to be nice and show you guys what I'm doing. So let's go ahead and put cutscene. We'll call this Wizard. I don't know why I couldn't spell wizard. Save this out. Fixed update. Oh, nice. They've added autoplay to it, so you don't have to have a weird prefab to tell it to do it. All right. Okay. Oh, and they actually have prefabs. I wonder if they've worked out the kinks. Because I guess it would have been about a year ago. Well, maybe not that long. I don't know. It was a long time ago, though. A couple months at least. Last time I was working with this tool, the create prefabs and duplicate sequence stuff was all in beta, and it was all kind of wonky. So probably not going to worry about that now anyway, because these cutscenes don't get repeated across multiple things, so I don't need to worry about it. The only thing I really do need to worry about is we're going to call this NPCs. NPCs, NPCs. Let's move this up above cutscene, and then we're going to move these guys right in there. Alright. So let's drag Wizard in here, and we'll also drag King. So, what are we going to do in King? We're going to add a timeline. We need animation. property timeline. Interesting. Unfortunate. Doesn't seem to recognize its children objects. Oh, that's sad. Um, mm, mm, mm. Gross! So that means oh man. That's really unfortunate. Okay. I can't do that then. Or rather, let me rephrase that. It's pointless to have the king. See, in there we're getting Ezra errors, which makes me nervous. So I can't modify the king himself. I have to modify this. I have to modify his model, which sucks. Add timeline, property timeline, and we're gonna animate. So yeah, this is what I have to do, which sucks. Change his color. So, how long is this duration? Let's make this 20 seconds actually, and then we'll move this. And the other problem I have with this is that, oh, not 220. So let's say around 10. I'm going to keyframe again. Can I just hit K, enter? When do I do it? Okay, enter. Space. Ah! Okay, hold on. I'm going to move this over to the left a little bit. There are some problems with the editor a little bit. There we go. Move this back here, I guess. No, not with these other ones. So, sorry, I'm getting used to the editor again. And I'm also getting used to keyframing. Why don't you want to do this? Keyframe snap. Help me. Okay, I'm gonna look this up real quick. And actually, you know what? I was hoping that I'd be able to get through this, but I got to relearn the well-fired tool, which isn't going to be fun for anyone. So, I think we're going to call that a stream. Got a lot done. And the rest of it's just all polish, getting things back to paired functionality with what it used to be. But I will not be streaming tomorrow because the demo that I'm going to, the demo event, is from 6 to 9 p.m. And good God, I'm going to get back from that thing and I'm not going to want to do anything. Plus, that, streaming after 9 p.m. on a Friday night, I feel like no one's going to watch that. So, I think this is a pretty good place to leave the stream for now. And I will give you guys an update, of course, on Monday when I start streaming again. I'll walk you through the demo as it was. And then, yeah, I think that's a pretty good plan. I am going to go grab a snack, then sit back down for, I'm just going to guess 7 hours. Could be less than that, but I'm going to guess 7 hours at least. Because nothing beats game development life like staying up until crack of dawn. So, all right, that'll do it for tonight's dev stream. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching and for having one of, by far, the most productive and watched dev streams that I've had. I guess I should also say favorite and subscribe to everything while I have, a massive captive audience of 4 or 5 people. So, yep, that'll be it. Thank you very much.